Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tertz Airsoft. Today we are doing another behind the scenes video of where I show you guys how I make my thumbnails, and I make something go from looking like this to looking like this. Alright guys, so basically we just jump into Photoshop, and that's where I create all my thumbnails. I'm going to create a new file. I'm just going to use the basic 1920 by 1080, and we're going to create it from there. And basically what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with a photo basically of myself, which I've taken outside. What we're working on right now is, if you go to some of my videos, you can kind of see me right here where I'm kind of glowing, or I'm put into the videos on the sides like this one and this one and this one right here. Basically all I did, I went to my backyard, I got all my stuff on, and I did like a timed photo of myself in the backyard. Basically all we're gonna do right now is just create the item that I'm going to drop in the actual thumbnail itself when I create that. So when you want to cut out something like, let's say this photo, I'm going to come and grab this tool right here. It's the quick selection tool. I'm just going to click that and make sure it's on the plus sign. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and basically all we're going to do is just draw around me and select the portions of the photo that I want to put in the thumbnail. And right now basically all I'm doing is I'm just kind of scanning over. It's not perfect. You fine tune it after you do the full, I guess, outline. So I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to go right here. Gonna go right here, right here, right here, and right here. And as you guys can kind of see, it was, it brought this area in the they brought that area into the cut as well. So from there, basically all I'm going to do is use the subtraction one up here, and we're going to eliminate the part that we accidentally added in. So from here, what I do is, you can kind of see that the lines are kind of everywhere. I'm going to fine tune it really quick. So let's say if it's in the middle of the area, I'm just going to constantly do this right here. I'm going to do this pretty quick, just kind of zoom through this so you guys don't see. This usually takes me about 10-15 minutes just to make sure it's the exact thing I want, maybe a little sooner, depends on the photo. But let's just fine tune it really quick for you, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that one was really easy. I didn't have to make a lot of corrections on this one. I think it looks fine. So the next step I'll do from here is I'm going to press select and mask. And basically all it's going to do is show kind of an outline of the area that I've selected. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to press OK. And basically it just shows just the area that I had cut out. The big thing about it too is you do want the background to be transparent. So I'm going to come over to this area right here. I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys so it's a little easier to see. And I'm going to delete the background. And as you can see, when you have these boxes, like kind of like this background right here, that means it's transparent. So the next thing we want to do is we really want to give it that color. You kind of see the white line going through here and then the glow on the outside. How do I do that? Basically, you're just going to come over here to the right. You're going to double click it. So the line that goes around me, that's the stroke. So basically you're just going to click on that and you can kind of see the white line that appeared. If I change the color, you can kind of see it now a little bit better. The size of the stroke can completely depend on your preference. So let's say I wanted, like, if it wanted to be really big, I do 10, something like that. I usually run it at like 3, maybe 5, just depending on what I think looks better. You can play around with it. It's complete preference. There's no perfect way to do it. And now to add the outer glow. So the area right here, let's say we wanted to make the outer glow, which is this, where you can kind of see it around me. We basically just click the outer glow, and you can kind of mess with the settings on how you want it right here. So noise, it's going to make it more choppy. Opacity is going to show you how basically, I guess, transparent the line's going to be. The spread is going to give it a little bit bigger, like glow, and then the size is going to determine pretty much the size of what it's going to look like around. So anything like that. Range basically doesn't change it too much. It's not going to really affect it. And jitter, same thing, doesn't really do much when you actually look at it. You can do softer, precise, completely preference. So from here, let's say like I wanted to do a blue background. We're gonna go right there. Let's do a little quieter opacity, do a little more noise on this one. Size, and then spread. It's gonna be more like that. And basically like that. That works for me. I think that looks good. I don't like the red and the blue, so I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna change this back to white. And I think that looks fine. So it kind of gives it a glow around me, kind of makes it a little bit thicker. I'm gonna edit it just a little bit with the glow. Don't love that. So let's go about right there. Screen, let's do normal. Let's do right here. I don't love the noise as much, but let's make it a little bit thicker. Perfect, that works for me. Yeah, that works great. And basically from here, all I'm going to do is I'm gonna sit here, I'm going to export. This is a big thing. So you have to make sure that this is on PNG and this says transparency. Basically all you're doing is you're making sure that the background is transparent so that when you put it on your thumbnail, that it's not gonna have a white background, let's say like this. So if it's a JPEG, basically you're gonna have that white background, you're not gonna have that transparency. So make sure you export it as a PNG. I'm gonna come right here, I'm gonna use, let's do example photo. So let's do that. And that's, as you can kind of see already, I have a bunch of these already set up. These are things I use for the videos, but that's just kind of where I store them. So I'm going to store this one here as well. So let's just do a quick save, and there we go. Alrighty, so for the next step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the background in which the thumbnail is kind of on its base, the base of what I'm going to use. As you guys can kind of see from my videos right now, if you look at the background, it's from the sessions on which I go and I play. So anyone who records Airsoft video, wherever you keep your videos, I keep them in just one of my folders. I call it clips. I'm going to my September 25th session. These are just the recordings of the day I played at that day. And basically all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go through the video and I am going to try and pick out a portion in the video in which I think is a good background. All right, so I've gone through the footage I wanted to look at, and let's say I want to stop and I want to use this exact portion of the video for the thumbnail. I'm going to click this little, it looks like a pencil down here. I'm going to save the photo from the video. Basically, this is going to pop up. It's going to be upside down. I don't actually understand why it does that, but when you save it and then you put it in Adobe Premiere, it's fine. So we're just going to save the photo from here, and we're going to capture it in anything you want. You could put just photo capture. I'm just gonna put okay, photo, perfect. And I'm gonna save it to my desktop from there. Okay, so from here we're gonna reopen Photoshop and we're gonna create now the actual thumbnail that we're gonna be using for the video. I'm gonna select new file. This time it is important. You do wanna use the 1920 by the 1080. The reason for that is because that is the size of the thumbnail that YouTube requires. So let's create it. And if you see down here, I kind of have the photo that I'm going to use for the video, and we're gonna drop it right there for you guys. Super easy, super simple. I usually, what I do is I lock this because I'm not gonna move it around. That's just a preference I do, so I don't actually drag it around when I'm, I guess, messing with it. So from here, we're going to go back to my thumbnail tools. Pictures of me is what I named it. We're gonna use example photo. So we're going to see as it kind of pops up right there. I'm gonna drag this over to the side and drop it right there. So from here, this is kind of where your creativity needs to sink in. I can move myself at any portion to the video that I like. You can make yourself a little bit bigger, you can make yourself a little bit smaller. Let's say for an example, I just want to use it like right here. So I like this spot right there, it looks great. One of the next things I do is that I go and I actually put text in the videos. As you can kind of see, I said I had to flank them right here, how to add hit markers to your videos, goal completed 100 subscribers, 45 RPS, wow, whatever you want to add. So from here, basically you just are going to click the text button, which there it is. I'm like, I can't even find it. And you're just going to drop your text right here, drag it wherever you want. And let's just say for just video examples, I want to use, say, great session at, I'm going to space down at VIP Airsoft. Sweet. It was a great session. So basically I'm gonna move it where I want. And at this point, this is where, again, your creativity needs to come in. If you want to highlight it, you can change your font. So like if I wanted to change the font to this one, which is one that I use a lot, your size is going to be right here. So it's a little big right now. So let's say I wanted to make it like 150. And let's say, okay, you know, let's put that down here and then that right there, or however you want to do it. Probably for this just example, I think it's going to look good if I do that and that. And I still think the text is a little bit too big. So let's go down to probably 100 and let's bring it back up. I don't even like that. So really right now what I'm doing is I'm just messing around with it and kind of seeing what I think looks best. Also, you can kind of see that the words are really hard to see. So at the same thing, we're just going to go over here. We're going to double click this. I usually add a stroke around the text. So let's say we wanted to make it a black stroke. So now you can see the letters a little bit better. You can add, let's say, the outer glow as well to it. So double click again. Let's say I wanted to do outer glow. It looks like that. You can mess with it. Again, same thing as we did before. You kind of go from there. Oh, we're going to do this one. So something like that. Make it look however you want it to really look. So maybe do the size a little bit down. Let's make it a little bit more poppy. Probably do something on contrasting color. Let's do like red, usually is a pretty good one. And let's go to this and we're going to do opacity 100%. Outer glow, I want to do opacity probably at 100, pops it out a little bit more. And even another way you can do it is if you want to add a little darkness to the back of it, you can, if you double click again over here, come on, there we go, drop shadow, and you basically can move the drop shadow where you want it. You can have like a little fade right here so it gives the letters a little bit more pop. You can move the drop shadow a little more down. You can move it a little bit more up. Pretty much from right here. Again, we're just going to keep messing with it. Another thing I use for a lot of my thumbnails is, let's say I'm going to drop over here, thumbnail tools. So this is where I have a lot of the hit markers I use. Here's another example. Some of the arrows, this arrow, let's say a scope. Let's do, for right now, let's just have some fun with it. Let's do the scope right here. So let's say in the video, I got this guy like 9 times or something. I don't know. I'm literally just making this up right now just for the example of the video. Let's say I got this guy like 9 times, right? So I wanted to put a mark over him. I do want the words above that. So I'm going to drag this over here and put it behind. Same thing. You can do the same type of stroke, glow to the what do you call it? The scope in this example. So like if I wanted to do an outer glow, I don't think it looks really good here, but you could do something like that. Basically from there, it's super simple. Anything else you want to add? So let's say I wanted to add some hit markers or something. I'm going to minimize this. I have 2 monitors, so I usually have it on my other screen while I do this, but for example, so let's do this right here. I wanted to do a hit marker on him, and let's say a hit marker on this person right here. So from there, I would probably just go over here. I actually forgot you have to duplicate this. Duplicate layer. Okay, we're gonna click on it and we're gonna move it right there. So let's say very, very happy with the video or very, very happy with the thumbnail. And from here, all we're going to do is file, we're going to export it, and we are going to export it, but this time we are going to export it as a JPEG. I don't ever export it as PNGs for the actual thumbnail that I'm going to use for the videos. And the reason why is because usually it says it's too big of a file. Every time I see JPEG 1920 1080 scale 100%, it works. So that's the best way I would do it. So let's say you want to export it. Put it in, I have a thumbnail folder. So these are where I create all my thumbnails for my videos. Basically save it to the desktop. We're just gonna do example. I can't type today, so example, and there you go. Pretty much from there, we're gonna put it on our video. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that really quick. All right, guys, so we're at our YouTube channel. We're gonna go up here. We're going to upload the video. You're gonna select the file of the video. Basically, let's say it's in my finished videos folder. Let's say I just wanna use this one. So select the file, it's gonna upload, and anyone who creates YouTube videos, you guys know about all this stuff. You know, title, we're just gonna do title 1, whatever, what do you call it, description you want to use. This is where we're going to upload the thumbnail. So basically we're going to go and we're going to click right here. I am going to go to my thumbnails folder, and then where is it? Example thumbnail. So we're going to select open, and right there. So after you complete whatever you want to do on the video, select the playlist you want to use. No, it's not made for kids. If you go down, you add your tags, your location, whatever it may be. You're just basically going from here, completing the video. I'm not going to upload this. I'm going to cancel this before we do anything with that. But basically from here, when you upload the video, you will have this thumbnail. So that's how you do it. Nothing too crazy. It's one of those things where you get to play around with it. The more times you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Different things you can try, different glows if you want to do it to the gun, whatever you want to do. This is just a really fun way I like to make my videos, I think, look a little bit better. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the behind the scene videos, please let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what other tutorials you might want me to do or any videos you would like to see as well. Also, make sure to subscribe to make sure you never miss any videos that I upload. Thanks again for watching, and as always, until next time.